Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my Practically Imperfect Life. It is March and I have got spring fever. I just want to start doing all the spring things. But we live in Northeast Indiana and Mother Nature doesn't always like us. In fact, last Friday we had like an absolute deluge, like all day long, nonstop rain. And then it decided to turn into snow. So we had snow on the ground, which finally melted off yesterday. So everything is a bit outside. It's very muddy. Very muddy. In fact, we went hiking yesterday because we actually had some sunshine and the trails were very muddy. But today we have hopefully a high in the 50s and there's like a slight chance of rain in the middle of the day, but only like for a half-hour period. So I am really hoping we can get some stuff done today. We have the greenhouse that arrived that needs to be assembled. And even if we don't get like the landscape fabric and the gravel down underneath it, it's a portable structure. So we want to get that put together and set out so that way, you know, that big piece of the work is done. We did get our grow light system put together. I'm so excited about it. So I'll show you here real quick what it looks like. So we're going to do some seed starting today and we're going to get those set up and going on there as well. So we'll have the seed starts finally going. And then basically every 2 weeks, we'll move seed starts out to the greenhouse where they should stay warm enough. We'll have a portable heater if needed, but we'll get other seed starts going underneath the grow lights. So that's kind of the plan with those. And then I have to get out all my spring decorations, pulled down all the February ones, don't have anything up for spring yet. And I just want to get the house done. So today's going to be just a whole bunch of spring projects. I'm going to try to take you along the way, show you some of the things that we're working on, but we're just excited to get in the spring, get into that spring season. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let's go ahead and get started.
So there were a ton of pieces to organize for this greenhouse, and I discovered along the way that the instructions were they were horrible. It would say like do part A, B, C, D, but if you didn't read ahead and make sure you knew what you needed to do for part D, sometimes by the time you got to it, you had to undo part A to make part D happen. It took a bit, but finally got rocking and rolling on it and was able to get quite a bit done on day one of this project.
Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscious, different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way.
All right, so we're on day 2 of building the greenhouse. I got a decent amount done yesterday, but we got interrupted. If you saw my Instagram post, my dog decided his nail was gonna break and he tracked blood all through my house. If you've ever had a dog that's like broken off, like it was like this long. It was huge chunk of nail. So blood all through the house, had to clean that up, had to bandage him up, call the vet. They can't get us in until tomorrow. So I had to basically like dig into all my nursing supplies and find disinfectant and gauze and self-securing wrap and like get it all done. So yesterday got interrupted a little bit. So we're back at it. We're gonna try to get the greenhouse done today.
Well, it took 3 days and a whole lot of choice words, but the greenhouse is assembled now. So 6x8, and it's got a window there and one on the other side that will pop up if the greenhouse gets too warm. And it's fairly lightweight, so we're gonna haul it over to the site it's gonna go to and then push the feet down into the ground to help secure it. So I may have to use the auger and kind of pre-drill the holes where that's gonna go. But not too shabby. Can't wait to put plants in it.
And we got the greenhouse in place, and then it decided to snow.
Okay, so one of the March goals is to make sure we stay on top of seed starting. Now, I don't have one of those fancy trays that people have for mixing their soil. It's on the wish list. I'll get it, but just something to throw some soil in. I am just using Miracle-Gro seed starting potting mix. And then I've got vermiculite to sprinkle on top. So vermiculite, if you sprinkle it on top of your seedlings, it will help retain moisture, but also keep things like algae and stuff from growing on it. So the stuff that you want to grow will grow. The stuff that you don't will not. I have a spray bottle of water for misting things once we're done. And then I'm going to use my smaller trays here. These ones I got off Amazon. I like them. I mean, it's got the container there for draining, and then the individual cells has the humidifier domes. And then I do like this because, you know, you can adjust it. So if you need to let a little bit out, you can, or you can just keep it closed all the way. And what I'm going to be getting started today, I have 2 different types of snapdragons. Those take quite a while to get going, so we're gonna do those. I've got Seeker Blue Status, Summer Pastel Yarrow, bell peppers, 2 different kinds of onion. I got Talon onions and I got Walla Walla sweet onions. And then I have 2 different colors of Gomphrena that I'm gonna be doing. Now, I was looking at the packets here, and the one thing is that, sorry, the shadows, the bell peppers in particular, they want a pretty high soil temperature for germination, 80 to 90 degrees. So while I'm gonna put most of this on a heat mat for a few days just till they get started germinating, a lot of them will come off the heat mat because once they've germinated, they can go at like 60 to 70 degrees, but the bell peppers will probably stay on for a bit longer, so that way they maintain that temperature of the soil. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on everything. And then I went ahead and I've made all of my labels to go in. So I'm going to be putting my soil in here. I'm going to get it like moistened, but not like soaking damp. Fill all of the trays so they're all ready to go, and then we will put the seeds in one at a time.
I was just a little girl when my mama used to say, ooh, happiness requires.
So the seed packets are just really helpful for giving a lot of information on the seeds as far as how deep you want them to be. So for example, like the Gomphrena wants to be about 1/8 of an inch deep. So very, very barely covered. And we're gonna do 2 Gomphrena into 1. And then our onions both wanna be just a little bit deeper than that. They'd like to be about, 1/4 of an inch deep. So we'll put a few of those in each of the cells. And then snapdragons. So the snapdragons, these guys need light to germinate. So it tells you right on here that they need light to germinate. So we'll put a little bit of vermiculite on top of them. So these guys really actually won't be buried at all. They're gonna be kind of surface sown on there. So really it just helps. Look at the back of all of your seed packets, see what it's recommending as far as how deep to cover it, or if to cover it at all, especially if it says it needs light to germinate. You really don't want to cover it except maybe with some vermiculite. But we're going to get all of these into the trays and then put the vermiculite on. We'll get them misted and then covered and down under the grow lights.
So I'm not sure how much you can see from the video here, but the seeds varied so much in terms of their size. Most of them were, fairly reasonable. I could see them pretty easily, but these darn snapdragon seeds were so incredibly tiny, you guys. Honestly, I couldn't even tell if I was getting them all into the trays. They were so tiny. Like these other ones here that are onion seeds were so much easier. In fact, they're bright silver, but we got it all done.
There must be love, there must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way.
Okay, so this is the grow light system I got off Amazon. So it's 5 shelves. It came with, what was it, 2, 4, 6, 8 lights. And I think I'm gonna order more for better light coverage. So on some shelves you can see I put like 2 on some, and then I've got some that just have like 1. So I wish it had come with 10. I'm not quite sure why you'd send 5 shelves with only 8 lights. And then I have some heat mats. So I have 2 heat mats. I will probably go ahead and purchase more off Amazon. It came in a pack of 2. I'll link them in the description box. So this will just help keep the soil temperature up. I chose to put it on
the gomphrena because it said they needed 70 to 78 degrees to germinate, and I used it down here on the bell peppers because they actually need like 80 to 90 degrees to germinate. So hopefully everything else will do okay. I misted everything before I put the humidity domes on, and then the humidity domes will stay on until most of the cells that are going to germinate have germinated, and then after that then they can come off. Now the lights on this are adjustable, so it came with these, and according to the instructions you're actually supposed to hang it from here, but I tried it, and even on the shortest setting the light came like all the way down to here. It was way too long, so I don't know why they made these chains way too long. There are zip ties, but if you use zip ties then you can't adjust it, so I just looped them from the side so that way I could get some height on it, and then I can just kind of adjust them as I need to. But that is our first round of seeds going. So they'll go for about 2 weeks. Hopefully what will germinate will have germinated by then, and then we will move things a little bit and put in the next stuff. On the top up here, I've just got extra pieces for this, and then I've got peat pots to transplant some things in when they get too big for these cells. Yay, all of the spring stuff is out of storage. Okay, so I did go to HomeGoods because HomeGoods is like my jam, and I took my daughter, who is exceptionally good at getting me to buy things we don't need. So we picked up a few spring things. I'm not one who's big on buying like a whole bunch of new stuff every season, but some of these were just really cute. Like I do Easter decor usually in March and April, and then I have bee decor for May, June. So I thought these were super cute. Look at that little piece. And we just fell in love with these little plates. There's one there, and we got another one there put up. We also really like, I don't even know what you call these, but you know, the little animals that are made of this stuff. We have several of them. Got another mug because, you know, 52 mugs isn't enough. We had to get more. Another little hand-painted thing. She said we needed the chick with the bunny ears. So we just got a few new things at HomeGoods, but I already had a lot of this. I love getting seasonal table runners. Our local Meijer carries them, like new ones every month, and I throw these on one of the tables. And then a lot of this stuff has just been collected over the years. Some of it's from like Hobby Lobby. I think these were from like the Target dollar spot a few years ago. These were from Michael's. Look at that, isn't he cute? I've got another bunny. Oh, where did I get this from? Von Mauer. I think that's from Michael's or Joann's, but just a bunch of different things. So we're going to try to decorate. I've got a table behind the couch. I got a bookcase in the kitchen, and I have the mantle. So we'll just try to figure out how to make it look good. We'll see.
So you might remember in the intro of this video, I said I was going to try and get all these projects done in one day, which was definitely wishful thinking. And I think as moms, we kind of do that to ourselves. We put so much on our plates, and then we get disappointed in ourselves when we don't get things done in the way or the time frame we think we should. So after that first day where we had the hiccup with the dog getting injured and the greenhouse being much more complicated than I anticipated, I decided I was really just going to take as much time as I needed. If it took me the whole week to get this done, fine. I wanted to savor the opportunity to do all these things. I wanted to enjoy the decorating. I wanted to enjoy setting up the greenhouse just the way I wanted it. I wanted to enjoy getting our first couple seeds started. So I really encourage you to do the same. Just savor all these moments. I hope all of you are enjoying this spring season and hopefully getting a little better weather than we are this week. But you know, warm weather is coming. I'm confident it'll be here soon. Thanks again for joining me for today's video, everybody. I will see you in the next one.